2 cracker recipes, a little surf in the morning, and finishing it up with our beef steaks with curry leaf and grilled kale salad. I'm using the Right to Roam, grass-fed, free-range, absolutely delicious. And I love a rump steak because it's packed full of flavour, it's budget-friendly, and look at it, it's going to feed the whole family. That is a serious piece of meat. And what we're going to do, we're going to add a little bit of flavour into it. We've got the charcoal's fired up here on the Fusion, get that really distinctive and delicious charcoal taste, which I love with my steak. Okay, so first things first, I've got a little bit of oregano. I'm just going to sprinkle that on, a little bit low because it's quite windy here. And we'll do the same sort of on both sides. So oregano goes on, a little bit of garlic powder as well. We want to season this quite well with some salt. Little grind of pepper over the top, just to get things a little bit lubricated and ensure that seasoning sticks. I don't like to, I guess, put too much oil on my steak, but that's looking good. Flip, look at that. That is a serious piece of meat. Test the barbecue. Bars are nice and hot. I've got quite a hot section at the back. It's a little bit cooler here near the front, but because this is such a big mama, we're gonna go straight on there. Get that sizzle. That's what I'm looking for. While that's happening, I'm actually gonna just cut an onion in half. That's gonna go straight on to the barbecue as well. No need for any oil, just let it do its thing. It'll start charring, softening up. Bit of color on there, look at that. That is looking perfect. You can see those little bar marks, but the crust is just formed so nicely. That's because of all the seasoning and of course using the charcoal, get that beautiful color. All right, we're looking pretty good. I'm gonna give just one last little flip ski, little poke test. I think we're getting pretty close. Tastes delicious. That is why you've got to season your meat nicely to get that beautiful crust. Look at that. So delicious. Straight into a little resting dish. And then what I've got is our curry leaves, which I'm just gonna sort of wave over the heat just to get aromatic and soften slightly. And then I'm gonna just pluck them and put them straight onto the steak. And as the steak rests, you know, you'll get a little bit of that juice coming out. It'll work in with the curry leaf. Bob's your uncle. How good does that look? Look. I know it's a bit weird that they're just sitting there, but as it all rests and comes together, it'll just do its thing. Kale, easy. Take the bottom off. They can just go straight on the coals and we'll get some zucchini going. So I'm just gonna cut some sort of big chunky nuggets. Kale is looking good, a little bit of char. Again, that flavor of the charcoal is there. Zucchini time, straight on, press it down. I'm just gonna cut through these leaves into the bowl and I'm gonna pull off the onions. Take the outer sort of shell off. And we're just gonna run the knife through there as well, so you can go in there. Zucchinis off the grill. Just gonna run the knife through these again just to give it a little bit more of a palatable size for our salad. Good, I'm gonna toss that in there as well. All right, that's looking good. Now onto our dressing. Little bowl, obviously. We've got some flavor enhancers, a couple of little anchovies, which always add a nice umami punch. Just drain off a little bit of that oil. What I'm gonna do is just mince those up quite nicely. Get the knife and sort of squish them a little bit as well. Looking good. Pop that into our bowl. Garlic. I've just got a microplane. Probably only going to do half of this little bit of garlic. I'm also just going to roughly chop the parmesan. Okay, that's good. Into the bowl as well. Salt, don't need too much because we've got our anchovies in there and the parmesan as well. Mustard, that goes in. Lemon juice. Let's see if I can do it without getting any seeds in there. Always a challenge. All right, and then finally finishing it off. A good little mix around. Bring it together. Salad, drizzle over the top. Nice and chunky sort of dressing. The good thing about this salad is it's quite robust, it's quite chunky, it's quite coarse. Steak, let's give it a slice. How'd I go with the cooking? Looks pretty good to me. Those curry leaves have done its thing. Medium rare, that's exactly what we wanted. Super tender. I gotta try some because it just looks so good. Yum, yum, yum. Right to Rome, Rump Steak. Get down to your local butcher, ask them for it. If they don't have it, get them to get it in.